Project is a logic model. Inside this logic model there are three logics that interact. There is a vertical logic that comprises your impacts, your intermediate and immediate outcomes, your outputs, the activities and the inputs which are the precondition for the project to be implemented. All these elements, we call them the results chain. They are the vertical logic in the project. We control the outputs and we directly influence the immediate and intermediate outcomes. We indirectly influence the contribution of the project to the impacts. This vertical logic, this chain of results that we control and influence, interact with the external environment. The external environment is made out of certain assumptions. Assumptions we don't control or influence them, but they can have a huge impact in our project. These assumptions, we call them the diagonal logic. They frame the intervention. Don't forget that the results chain, the vertical logic, is mostly a qualitative statement. But we need to quantify the change that is described in the results chain. And we quantify the change through the indicators, their baselines, targets, and the sources of verification. Indicators, baseline, targets, and sources of verification are the third logic in a project, the horizontal logic. They quantify the change that we intend to achieve with our project. The log frame matrix systematizes these three logics. The first column is the results chain. Then the last column are the assumptions in three layers: operational, behavioral, and political assumptions. And finally, we have the horizontal logic with the indicators for impact, outcome, and for output. They provide the quantification of the change. The combination of vertical, diagonal, and horizontal logic gives us a model. This model is our theory of change, and the theory of change is presented through the log frame matrix. The log frame matrix is in fact the project in a nutshell. It's all the critical information about your intervention, easily accessible to a decision maker. So be extremely careful once you design and present your log frame matrix, because most of the time this will be the first document that will be assessed when you submit a project proposal. The log frame matrix is also, during implementation, a critical monitoring tool.